All right, so I'm here with Dr. Deardoff. Appreciate you jumping on. Um,
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
absolutely, absolutely. Super excited. Want to go ahead and dive in. Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, kind of what you're doing?
So I've been in practice for going on 15 years now. Had many different styles of practice, from traditional family wellness, or where we build like major medical health insurance, and now more so towards in the personal injury realm.
Excellent, excellent. And you've been working with us now for seven or 8 months, I believe.
Yep, that
Um,
sounds about right.
7 8 months. Can you bring me, Dr. Deardoff, to the time when you started working with us? Kind of what was what was what was it like with your current business and practice, and what challenges maybe were you facing?
So absolutely. So a couple things I've run into. Number one, I try to hire. I've handled up until this point all the marketing myself. I've been very successful with it. I've gone through all the grind and I've handled it myself. Wow, getting busier and busier. It's harder to do. I've got 3 kids. I'm running full-time practice. It's just getting busier. It becomes harder to do, and it limits what I'm able to do.
Mhm.
Um, so I decided I wanted to bring somebody on. I tried hiring in-house, and that can be tough trying to replicate yourself, get somebody up to speed, the costs associated with doing that, the cost of the lag time, if they're not already proficient at it, if they don't know your realm and they're not already proficient at it, the cost invested into just trying to get them up to speed, let alone whether or not they're going to work, if they're ever going to be able to produce, is a whole different animal. So for me, I was very intrigued by the fact of being able to outsource it and attempt that with you guys, to outsource it with you and just see what results you were able to help produce.
Now, at that time when you first started with us, did you have someone still in that role, or at that point? Uh,
I didn't. They had. I'm trying to think back here. I had let somebody go previously before that, but it may have been 3 months, 6 months, something like that. And I took it back over myself.
okay, so you were doing it, and then we jumped on board.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it. Okay. Okay. So I'm sure that certainly influenced you hiring us, with you kind of being in there with everything else you were managing in the practice, which we see, as you probably know, a lot of docs will do, and be involved there.
Right.
Um, Now, I know you get, like, most of the chiropractors we know, you probably get 18,000 different emails, text messages, phone calls, 40,000 different ads each day, about various different groups and marketing companies and different people that could help you grow your practice. I'm curious, what was it that stood out to you when you spoke with us, when you started working with us, that really made you um, take the leap of faith and hire us specifically?
That's It's funny you say that. Absolutely. I mean, we get bombarded all day long with calls, emails, texts, uh, DMs, you name it. Everybody's, of course, an expert in their field when they're not. They took a weekend seminar and can't produce any results. But with you guys, it intrigued me. It intrigued me to have everything outsourced. It intrigued me to um, be able to very directly know who we were marketing to. It's marketing to my specific clientele. It's not a shotgun approach. It's a very lasered approach. So it was very specific as far as who we were targeting. It's targeting who I would target myself, but didn't have the time to expand and target them. I'm at capacity with what I'm targeting myself. For you guys to come in and plug and play and know exactly what's targeted and exactly how we're going to measure that, it was very easy.
Excellent, excellent. And how was your experience from that moment when you decide to move forward to really getting up and going and starting to get things moving, the
It's
onboarding and that whole launch there?
it's been great. So it's been a very easy to tweak things. It's very customized to what we do. Any thing that I didn't like, or any changes that we needed to make, or tweaks just to make it more specific and improve it. It was the text message done. Didn't have to wait for any time delay or gap. I mean, it was fast, quick, efficient, and just able to customize it the whole way just to make it easier.
Excellent, excellent. And can you share with me a little bit about the results you've seen since we've started?
It's been fantastic. So I market a lot. I market a lot. I'm out to a lot of events. I reach out to a lot of different attorneys and different prospects, and you guys are definitely able to help me tap into attorneys that I had never heard about, never come across. Just with the circles that I have, is I just went and bumped up with some of these people. So it's been great getting to know just those untapped sources.
Hmm. Excellent. And you've probably gone on what now? If we've been 7, 8 months, I know we've booked probably 70 somewhere. I don't know exactly, but it gets 70 to 80
I would,
appointments over these months.
yeah, I would say that's that at least. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Cool. And so what is your vision? I know we've talked a little bit about it through brief text messages. What's your vision though for our partnership moving forward? And I guess largely in your practice growth.
So, building up the trust of seeing how you guys have worked and handled any issues that have come up, building up the trust of working with new clientele. I may have you take over my existing relationships, which are just, it's critical. I don't really trust anybody with those relationships because I've worked hard to get them and maintain them, and they're very valuable to me. So instead of just having you guys go out and cultivate new relationships for me, I will probably help you guys or have you guys help to manage and just set up reoccurring uh, touches and lunches and such with my existing relationships, just to take that off my plate to where now I'm just showing up instead of having to reach out to somebody.
Phenomenal. Yeah, I'm sure that would be huge. Is that now where a lot of your time is currently invested now that you have most of the initial meetings set off your plate?
It is. So we're still, I mean, you guys are still, we're still hitting new and untapped sources. I still do my own thing, but you guys are keeping me pretty busy at this point to where most of my free time now is spent with the new source. So I imagine at some point that'll start to slow down because there's only so many sources out there. Uh, but at that point, I'll just want to take all the database that I have, and I'm just going to want to just cycle through and just keep cycling through my sources to continue to get touches and build those relationships.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, cool. And Dr. Dierdoff, what would you say to other doctors that are on the fence about working with us, are trying to find a new solution to grow their practice? Maybe similar to you, are getting 18 billion different messages as well, and
Mhm.
trying to filter through, what's real and what's legitimately going to help them.
So, man, here's what I can say. I've done a lot of different things with marketing. I've wasted a lot of money with marketing. I've done some different things that were successful, not successful, started to be successful, then weren't successful. I can definitely say for the prices that we paid, the value is definitely there. As long as you are willing to, the doctor is willing to meet, or whoever their personality is for that part of their practice to meet and to network, it's a no-brainer, man. It takes the grunt work out of it and the wasted time. The doctor or the network person is good for plug in, let's meet, let's have a face-to-face and see how we can do business, versus sitting there spending the time to go through and mine and cultivate and get it set up and do all that stuff. That just takes it's a lot of wasted time for the whoever's doing your networking. Whoever's doing your networking, their goal is going to be for face to face, face to face, face to face, and having that interaction, not trying to set up those interactions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So absolutely, give it a shot. We do marketing all day long. We've all tried things that haven't worked. We got burnt more than one time. But this has been fantastic.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate it. We call it tuition. That's how I explain it all the time. It's like
Yeah,
sometimes you just got to get burnt to learn how to do it. But
a
I definitely,
hundred
right.
percent.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate all that feedback. Is there anything you feel like maybe we haven't touched on, that you think someone else, other doctors kind of in your shoes 7, 8 months ago should be thinking about?
So, as everybody's gone through dealing with COVID, I know for myself, it was pretty scary going through COVID and watch what happened to the volume in our practice. I mean, it was a drastic cut overnight, the volume. And so I marketed before, but I can tell you that especially doing this, I've amped up my marketing, and the amount of marketing I do now consistently, no matter what, whether it was a good day before, a bad day before, collections are high or low, doesn't matter. And I'm far busier than I ever was before COVID.
Mm,
Everything has gone up. Everything is continuing to improve purely because I'm plugging and playing. And I wouldn't be able to plug and play unless you guys set that meeting up for me. And all I have to do is just show up and do what I do. So it's invaluable.
phenomenal. And I feel like that so much relates now to the time we're currently entering, now in December 2022, kind of at the brink of a recessionary time where the same thing, like focus on the marketing. And I'm sure it's going to continue you'll see the same ripple effect when we look back 2 years down the road.
COVID reminded me to just market every day like I'm broke, and
Mm,
I'll never be broke again. It just gets better. It just continues to get better and better. But it's because of that mindset. It's just one meeting after the next, one day at a time, one meeting after the next.
man, that's awesome. I so appreciate it, Dr. Dearduff.
Of
Guys,
course.
you heard it. He's a rock star, killing it in the space. I appreciate the kind words. You trusting us and working with us, and the continued partnership.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all you do, and let's keep it going.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.